Soda with the Nerds of Color, and it is such a pleasure to be speaking to both of you. Thank you for taking the time today.
Oh, thank you. It's lovely to have you.
So lovely to have both of you as well. Congrats on the series. And to start off, I wanted to ask, obviously, the original had such an impact on those who grew up watching it. Did it have any sort of impact on either of you? And what impact do you hope this new chapter has for viewers watching it growing up?
Mm. Yeah, I mean, it impacted all of us in our own ways, which I think is what makes this entire experience worth celebrating for all of us. I am a diehard OG original Pretty Little Liars fan. I was, of course, just so enamored and obsessed with the show, but I remember it was the first time I was obsessed with individuals outside of the show. I just remember growing up and admiring the girls and what they were creating and also who they were outside of the show. So the utmost respect and admiration for them. But I think we're just really excited to get to take the foundation that they so beautifully laid out and kind of embark on a new universe and a new journey, one that's much darker, very unapologetic, and at times can be, very exposing and brutal to the real life horrors that we still face day to day in our climate and in this world.
Mm-hmm. You said everything I wanted to say. The original PLL was iconic in every sense of the word, and the girls were incredible, and it was just such a part of the zeitgeist at the time, and so groundbreaking in a lot of what the show established. And we by no means are trying to recreate that, because you can't recreate perfection. But we are bringing a new generation of liars into the PLL universe, and we all are super excited. And all of these characters are facing their own level of trauma and facing their own adversity in their own lives. And so we're really excited to tell such important stories that I think often go untold, especially in today's world, and just really interrogating what it looks like to be a young person in today's society, and the implications of that, and what does that mean for these girls. And so that's hopefully the impact that we leave with this show and this season.
And what do you hope your individual characters represent to the audience? Because I feel like that's such an amazing opportunity to bring this complex, strong character to life.
Without saying too much, because I don't want to spoil anything, we definitely meet Tabby in a bit of a guarded place. You don't really know her too well. She's clearly dealing with something, but she's very closed off about it. And I hope that as the story progresses and over the course of the season, as she becomes to unravel a bit, that it gives light and visibility to a group of people that I think often can feel alone in what they're going through. And so I hope that through Tabby, it gives space, a safe space to those people. And I'm going to leave it there because I don't want to spoil anything.
No, I would say for Imogen, I think, without spoiling again, it's tricky, but I would say Imogen is kind of an example of the fact that the truth is worth fighting for, and it's worth seeking out at the end of the day, no matter how complicated that might be. I love that about her. And the second thing that I would hope people would take away is, if at any point, whatever your experience may be in this, or however you may resonate, but if you ever feel like your worth or your power has been stripped away by something or someone, I think the message of you have the right to take your power back and to own that and to respect yourself and what you need to do at the end of the day. And I think that Imogen is learning that lesson, as we all are as young women in this business and just in life. And I'm excited to get to hopefully have that story unfold for the viewers to watch.
Amazing. Thank you both so much. Congrats again.
Thank
Pleasure
you.
to speak with you.
Yeah, we really appreciate it.
Hi, Malia. Hi, Maia. Sophia Soto with the Nerds of Color. And it is such a pleasure to speak with both of you. Thank you for taking the time today.
So nice to meet you.
Of course. So nice to meet you as well. So first off, obviously the original series had such an impact on those who grew up watching it. I was curious if there's any impact it had on you personally, and then what you hope the impact of this new chapter has for the new generation growing up with it.
For sure. I mean, I feel like this show did such a beautiful job of balancing the fun and the love between the girls, as well as like romance and mystery and drama. And it was just rich with so many different things that made it feel like such a fully lived in and interesting moment. And so capturing or recapturing that has been really amazing. Also, I think the original did a great job with representation, whether that be queer representation or of course, also featuring Asian actresses. And I'm so happy to be able to do that in our show, as well as we're kind of filling it out more and giving opportunities to an array of people. And I'm just proud that we're on a show that is so inclusive.
Yeah.
For me, the original show was a huge part of my early teen years. I was obsessed with it. Everybody in my life knew that I was, because I loved it. I really, really, really did. I remember freaking out over my first email to send a self-tape in because of how big of a fan of the show I was. So yeah, the show had a huge impact on my life, and just the mere thought of possibly having that impact on anybody else's life, and more so being the first Latina liar, and knowing that there was nobody who looked like me on the original one, or like us. It's really exciting, and I don't know, getting to carry on that legacy is such a huge honor, and a privilege. And we're all aware of that. And it's exciting. So I hope the people who were a fan of the original receive us and hug us and hopefully connect to the show. And for the new fans, I hope we can make y'all feel seen.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm sending you a hug. My Latino heart is so like, don't even get me started. I love it here, guys. And so each of your individual characters, is there something you hope that they represent to the audience?
I feel like it's kind of what I was just saying. Yeah. I mean, hey, like,
it's a pretty amazing thing to represent. Come on.
Pretty cool thing to represent. It's a pretty cool thing to represent. So it would make me really happy to know that I can spare little girls from feeling the way that I felt when I was growing up.
Yeah.
So yeah, that to me is really special.
Yeah, I think Mouse walks with such a quiet confidence. She might not be super talkative, but she knows who she is, and she embraces that. And that was something I definitely feel like when I was in high school. I was finding it and I was discovering it, but I wasn't certainly not at the place that Mouse is, and so many young people I see now today, even on scrolling through TikTok, it's wonderful just seeing how young people are so accepting and willing to lift up other people. And so hopefully our show can do that for others as well.
I love that. Thank you both so much for taking the time again. I really appreciate it. It was such a wonderful time talking with you guys. I'll be supporting. I can't wait for everyone to see it.
Sophia,
nice to meet you.
Thank you. So nice to meet you. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hi, Zaria. Hi, Mallory. Sophia Soto with the Nerds of Color, and it's such a pleasure to speak with both of you today. Thank you for taking the time.
Thank you so much.
Of course.
For having us.
Of course, my pleasure. And so first off, the original series had such an impact on those who grew up watching it, myself included. So I wanted to ask if it had any sort of impact on either of you, and what you hope this new chapter has as an impact on audiences watching.
Yes, I was obsessed with the books and then the TV series. So we both had similar journeys with it. So it meant, I mean, when I think of middle school, I think of Pretty Little Liars. And that was such a huge bonding thing between all of my friends and I too. We would congregate for the season finale, and we devoted sleepovers to trying to figure out who A was. So getting to be a part of this is like just an absolute dream come true. And I'm just so excited for fans of the original to see it, because as a fan of the original, I'm like, it's a very exciting reimagining of the original story. It exists in the same universe, but it is very different. And I think people are going to be pleasantly surprised.
I have to agree. Like Mal said, we had very similar journeys. We were introduced to the books first and then the series. So it's just been this through line of both of our lives. And now to be on the show, to be a representative of such an amazing world and universe, and just navigating this new world that we're in with, you know, such different reimaginings of it. It's just, I couldn't have asked for anything more.
Love it. I can't wait for everyone to see it, guys. As a fan, as an OG fan, I'm excited for everyone else to see it.
Yeah.
What do you hope your individual characters represent to the audience and the story overall?
I hope that Farron represents the idea of sticking up for yourself, and for her to represent, I mean, she's a Black ballerina, and there's not many Black ballerinas. And I would love for other ballerinas to look at her as a representative. And I hope I did that community proud as well.
Love that. What about you,
It's a
Mallory?
tough one. It's tough. I'm like, I think I'm going to group them together. I'm like, I would like to, I think one, I might serve as a cautionary tale of, you know, be nice and of karma, and, you know, what goes around comes around. And then but I think also, just that the story is always more complicated than it looks. And if someone is being mean to you, like it is not, it's coming from a place of insecurity. And so I think Karen especially is a great personification of that. So, I mean, you go home and you're like, there's just always more to the story, especially with mean people. Which is
you did good with that question, considering. And
thank you.
Of course. And so I also want to give you like a fun question. Obviously, you guys know teen shows equal romantic relationships. People love their ships. So can you tease for me your favorite relationship on the show that you can't get a chance to see?
I mean, it's either, is it cheating to say our own?
Yeah, listen, put it out there.
I think, well, Henry serves as such a release for Farron. There's no one like Henry in the show for Farron. There's no one she can go to but him. It's not her parents. She doesn't have like a close friend. So I'd ship Kinran or
Love it.
I'm like, I ship Noah and Sean the most from watching them. Like, they're a pretty damn cute couple. They're so cute together.
They're so cute. I thought you were gonna vote.
It's unbelievable. But obviously, I'm gonna say Greg and my character. Greg is played by Elias Kakavis, who is an incredible scene partner. We have I think that'll be a fun one to tune into because it's very complicated. Lots of twists and turns. I'm pretty excited to see what people think.
I can't wait to see everyone react to it, guys. Thank you so much. Huge congrats on the show. And it's such a pleasure speaking with you today.
Right back at you. Thank you, Sophia.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fanboys, professional artists, and professors. Maybe a nerd who's just like you, talking about the things that you like too. So I invite you to the NOC in full